Well, hello, my beautiful Pisceans. Welcome to your full moon release reading. Now, this particular full moon is called the crowmoon, and as the cause of crows tend to ring out the last full moon of the winter in the northern hemisphere, in some cultures it can also be recognized as the worm moon, a time when the ground thaws and the worms emerge and creatures great and small gently rebirth a new cycle. This moon actually carries a message through the ages from our ancestors to awaken and emerge, for a new dawn is breaking, and the season silently shifts towards welcoming in abundance and growth once more. It is here that you witness and feel the quiet stirrings within you to unfold and unearth a return to better times after a period of stillness and resourcefulness. A thawing out period, if you will, that reveals a new pathway and opportunities. So shedding the shadows of winter, this moon is the silent preparation for what is to come, for what you need to organize, assemble, or even nurture to grow for your path ahead. Even if you're not ready to move ahead with any of your plans just yet, you can actually feel the shift and the development because something is stirring, taking shape, starting to form, and the quiet rumination and development of plans begin as you unearth clarity and venture towards progress and success. You know the famous saying, the early bird catches the worm? So this is a period where your circadian rhythm might just see you awake before your alarm clock during this time, because the potent energy can be disruptive and actually encourages you to naturally lean into a new cycle. This full moon occurs in the sign of Virgo, offering us all a practical, methodical approach to find a rhythm that suits the path that you are destined to walk. And just as a worm pushes through the very rich earth to come to the surface, you may actually feel restless and hopeful all at the same time, as you lean into a sudden urge to get your house in order. As the crow flies and lands in stillness, it waits in preparation for the opportunities to unearth themselves. They trust the natural process, and then in a flutter, they actually swoop in to take the prize abundance when the moment is right. So tap into this natural frequency to align for your progress and recognize the right opportunities will always unearth themselves for you at the right time. You just need to be prepared to take action when the moment arises, and it will. Now, this particular full moon hits different this time round because it's called a blood moon due to the fact that it's a total lunar eclipse, which sometimes causes a reddish hue in totality. However, it occurs on the third day of the third month, 3-3, a master number. And this is where higher frequencies expand and affect humanity in very profound ways. So you might find yourself suddenly plot twisting and exacting monumental change in your life to simplify and limit complications. Remember, this is a fertile moon, yielding results and uncovering blossoming pathways. And although blood moons often carry prophecies of negative connotations, and this one is certainly occurring through a very volatile era of change and has captured the world's attention, please remember and underline that compassion and humanity's consciousness also rises during this phase. Frequencies of love and light elevate to choose peace. Ancestrally, in some cultures, it's actually considered a portal of change and prosperity for the people, where abundance can be available once more. So on a personal level, you can actually utilize the energy of this beautiful full moon lunar eclipse to release and let go of the heaviness, the struggle, the dormancy, or the stagnation, and really emerge from this place as a springboard towards better times ahead. The full moon has been celebrated by humans from the very moment of observation. It watches over us, and we look up in awe and wonder as it regulates the magnetic pull on this earth we call home. It shines silently in the darkness with simplicity, ever constant, adding to its mystery. The influence it has over our bodies, sleeping patterns, and mood has been well documented. Many traditions have designated specific names to each full moon, linking them to agricultural cycles or frequencies that influence our human state in some way, like encouraging our ability to reflect and release, or regulating our nervous system. A time where heightened emotions peak, to be grateful for the fullness of life and welcome in further abundance that has yet to be claimed through manifestation rituals. The full moon is a time to be receptive to what your body and your higher wisdom is trying to communicate with you above the noise. Self-awareness amplifies during this time, increasing the opportunity to be compassionate with self. Release negativity, process challenging experiences or emotions, and offer up forgiveness to lighten your karmic baggage. The full moon brings clarity to your inner world, where you observe your authentic self and bring your dreams to life. Each astrological house, from the 1st right through to the 12th house, is connected to the full moon's release, and it affects you differently every month. It offers you a chance to focus and enhance specific areas of your life, enriching you with the opportunities to know thyself deeper and attract more fulfillment your way. The 7th house releases inauthentic friendships and connections that drain your energy. Anyone who does not show up for you or offer support, the full moon encourages that you outgrow these now. Everyone is going through something, of course, so compassion is always called for. It is not realistic to expect everyone to be there for you all of the time. Independence is a necessity. But if you are constantly let down or feel a lack of support from those who were once your support network, the full moon encourages you to reassess their access to you. Also, if you've been let down in love, acknowledge that their abandonment does not diminish your worth. Let go of anyone who chose not to show up for you, for the universe removes those whose purpose has run their course in your life and creates space for new love, new relationships to enter and blossom in your heart. This moon encourages you to shine like the diamond you are. Life has not been without challenges. It shaped who you are. But now, as you stand in all your glory, the full moon encourages you to release commitments or entangled bonds that do not resonate with your soul vibration. It's okay to let go with love, or even distance yourself with discernment. For those in your inner circle that you hold dear, this full moon also encourages you to strengthen your bond and be a reliable friend to show up for them as well as yourself. Connection and commitment is the focus of this house. All that holds importance with your soul vibration attracts reciprocity and reward, for this full moon releases that which does not resonate, creating space for that which does, and offers justice in all areas of your life where you have committed yourself with an open heart. During this full moon, reach out to someone you hold dear and tell them how you feel, or make a declaration to be more open with others that you trust to foster a deeper bond. Look at your commitments or projects right now and take one step towards your dreams, no matter how small, and watch the universe take 10 steps towards you. Vocalize that you are lovable and you will be loved in the way that you desire. If you are single, envisage the sort of relationship you desire. Hold it in your heart and smile, for this shall become your reality. Ponder on opportunities where you might meet a person like that and set things in motion to connect to that experience. For those in a relationship already, focus on deepening your communication with your partner. Allow them to discover that there is more to you than just the everyday living and unified commitments. Share a secret from your past or ask them about theirs. The first house releases any insecurities about your looks or your body. You arrived on this planet the way you are meant to be, and it's time to shine in all your glory. If people have done you wrong in the past, you are releasing the grip their actions had on your confidence. Whilst their actions may have shaped who you are, it no longer holds any power over the wonderful you. Make peace a vibration to set you free. You are also releasing the excuse of not having any time for self-care or nurturing your needs. Caring for others is very admirable. Don't change who you are, but abandoning yourself for the sake of others will be released at this time. A gentle reminder from the full moon energy that you matter. This full moon, do one or more things to give back to yourself and show yourself love. This is a time to embrace having a salt bath, but make it special with candles and rose petals. Cook your favorite meal or order a takeout. Look in the mirror and tell yourself how glorious you truly are, and utter the words, "I love you," and really mean it. Toast yourself with a beverage of choice, or just cozy in with a good book or movie. This is your time. Own it. And remember, You came here a winner already. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, let's see what further messages need to reach you for this beautiful full moon release period. I'm going to shuffle this beautiful deck here and choose 3 cards just to see what you need to prioritize or focus on, or any messages that need to find you. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisces? What do they need to be aware of or prioritize at this time for their highest good? What is it that will be a main focus for them during this period for their highest good? Okay, so we'll take 3 cards there. Just going to pop this deck over there. And your first card there is relax. I mean, easier said than done. I know there's a lot going on right now, but I feel like you've been going through some radical changes in your life there. You know, these birds are migrating, so you may feel like you are so changed from who you used to be. There's something different about you, and everything feels very new and like you're traversing a new world almost. It feels like everything's been upside down for some time. And it feels very uncertain because that moon is huge. So I would say that a lot of you may have been anxious about something or worried about something there, but I feel like you've got this, whatever this is. It's number 11, which of course is the Justice card energy. You're in a period of adjustments. You're doing what is right for you at this time. You may have felt a little bit on autopilot as well. It's a very logical card. It can indicate that, you know, you've been accessing areas of your mindset to just be in a structure to power on through. Okay, but the relax element indicates that everything is going to be well, that you're not going to find yourself in the same position. Okay, it tells me that you are traversing something new in order to move towards a place of stability, comfort. But also, I want you to be aware that this new place that you're ending up, it will eventually become very familiar and comfortable to you. Okay, now this card indicates that it's time for good old-fashioned self-care. Okay, because there's a lot going on right now, especially if you've been feeling anxious or in fight or flight mode over the past couple of years there, because of course all those beautiful geese, they are in flight. So it can be that, you know, you have been kind of navigating monumental change there, and I feel that this can make you feel like off balance in some way, because number 11, as I said, is the Justice card, which is all about balance and doing what is right for you. But I feel there is an energy here of you being in a place in your future that you feel completely secure in, as it were. And like there's a lot of people here as well. So this can indicate there's been conflict in relationships or friendships. And you may feel that you're at a distance from certain dynamics that used to be present in your life. And it's made you feel very uncertain about how you proceed. But I do see an energy of friendships growing back together in time, but they needed a space. Now, of course, not everybody's going through that. This card can indicate that you've been feeling a little bit out of sorts because you are going through monumental change within yourself. Everything has changed for you. That's what I'm feeling from this particular reading right now. And I'm really getting an energy that you may have felt like you lost touch with a part of yourself, because I'm getting this wistful lament. And, you know, I know all these people here are different people, but I'm almost being given by my guides different, you know, eras of you where you feel like you're outgrowing yourself, or you're outgrowing situations, environments, and people. And it's been hard to relax into it because it feels so, you know, outside of your comfort zone or outside of something that you felt was familiar to you. But wherever, I just keep getting this energy that wherever you end up, you know, there is this energy of you kind of rewilding, okay? A need to explore who you are, to know thyself in a different way. And you're seeking to reclaim yourself in some way in this new process that you've been going through. And you will, is what I'm seeing there. But I also see a lot of you contemplating a move or thinking about where you feel like you belong. You know, you, of course, are Pisces, and it's Pisces season. I'm not surprised to see the moon there. This is a wistful lament, a longing for things to be different, a longing for peace, a longing for love, a longing for something that you feel maybe is a missing ingredient in your life. So you're ruminating right now on something, and I feel like when you come out the other side of your season, and it's going to be that quick, it feels like even then there is something about you that is different. Because as you can see, all these geese, like they're flocking in a certain direction, okay? And certain geese are in the spotlight of the moon, but also there's these two over here that are kind of like off grid or not seen. So it can be that you're trying to make yourself more visible in life, or you're looking at where or who drains your energy, and you're looking at where you feel unappreciated and where you feel like you go unnoticed in life, and you're kind of reclaiming your power to say, hey, I'm here, I'm relevant. And you're making yourself kind of like value yourself in a different way and reclaiming sovereignty so that people can understand you, can see you, appreciate you, and you're not doing it out of ego. I feel there's this energy of feeling your way through yourself, as it were, to kind of like really do some deep dive, a philosophical kind of discussion within self about who you are and what you've been accepting or tolerating for too long, and where you feel like you kind of resonate. Because these two are kind of like going off and doing their own thing here. And I'm being drawn very much to this. So if you have like people in your life who perhaps don't like your partner, or don't like your decisions, or don't like the path that you feel like you're on, you know, if you like the path that you're on, or it feels fulfilling for you, then it's your life. So you're choosing to, you know, do your own thing. But also, I feel like you're making your way through something personally. So even if you're single, a lot of you are maybe seeking soul tribe members or togetherness or community in some way, and it just feels so fractured or, you know, empty. You're seeking depth. You're seeking something more right now is what I'm getting from this card. But relax, because you are going to find alignment, because number 11 is in alignment with a soul path number. Especially if you're going through an awakening. No one really talks about awakenings and how lonely they can be, how you can feel so misunderstood when you are evolving and maturing in different ways and outgrowing certain patterns in your life, and other people are just not growing with you, or they're not seeing things in the way that you see things. And that's okay. Everyone's got their own path. But no one talks about how lonely or isolating a restructure in life can be. You're showing up for yourself. You're doing what you can with the resources you got, and you got this. So relax into it, because wherever you're headed, I feel like you're going to enjoy it. You're going to settle into it, and it will become familiar once more. And you're going to be so proud of yourself that you made this shift or this change. And yeah, it may have been hard to get something off the ground, but you are about to take flight in something, or you're relocating, or you're certainly not going to be in the same position you feel like you're in right now. In fact, I feel like you're transcending. And thank you so much. I'm so grateful. My guides just said to me, see this beautiful moon right there as more of a sunrise. Okay, so, I mean, it's definitely a moon, but my guides are asking you for a mind shift, which is like, rather than see, you know, the moon, which represents the hidden, it represents, you know, deception, or, you know, the unknown, represents anxiety, fears, which all of those things are present as a vibration in our world right now. And we're all questioning a lot of things. And I feel like you are questioning so much within your own personal life as well right now. And I feel this is a moment to recognize that you're stepping out of, you know, that uncertainty phase. You are leaving the uncertainty behind. You are, you know, seeking environments or pastures new in some area. And this could be in any area of your life, your projects, your work, your beliefs. It can be your friendships, your environment, whatever it is. I feel like you're transcending something right now. And my guides are asking you to see this more as a sunrise, like the dawn, you know. So you're coming out of a challenging cycle. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, but you had to go through it. And again, I don't make the rules. I wish that wasn't so, but I feel like you have been through something here. So relax, because it is shifting in your favor. Now we've also got speak your truth. Okay, so this is a great time to reveal perhaps something that you've been tolerating for too long. You're speaking up about it there. It's number 24. When you reduce that, 2 plus 4, of course, is 6, which is a number of balance. But also, it's the Lover's card energy, which means the choices we make will, of course, have a ripple effect on our life. So if you're bottling something up, this is a cathartic release period. So relax can be to let go of something there. And maybe it's you having an important conversation, or confronting something, or confronting someone with how you feel. So interesting. Look at this. I just realized there is a moon right there, and then on top of it is a sunrise. So I just realized my guides just gave us that message before I even turned over the card. So it really feels like you're turning something very uncertain into something really positive right now. And again, it can be a shift within a relationship or an environment, but speak your truth. And that's to the universe as well. And also to yourself. Be real with yourself. That's what your period is about. Pisces season is all about, calling yourself out on something, or calling people out on something, or calling situations out on something, so that you get real with yourself. Number 11 is the Justice card energy, which is to bring your fears into focus, to kind of like acknowledge that something needs to be said or done about a situation that you've tolerated for too long, so you can choose the right path for you, or do the right thing and lead with integrity. But speaking your truth, there is a lotus flower there, and that indicates you've been growing through something. You've been going through something as well, but you're growing through it. And I feel this is about speaking your truth loud and proud. Now, a lot of you may have been called right now to really focus on the words that you use. Words are so powerful. They're so impactful. The word you choose actually has meaning and a vibration that connects to the ether. That's why words are spelt. They are spellings. And I always say this, and I know a lot of people say, you repeat yourself on this, but sometimes my guides reinforce a message because it needs to be repeated to highlight the importance of it. So thoughts become things, but also words are impactful. So this is about maybe choosing different words to express yourself. Maybe the same meaning is there, but it can be that you're choosing different words. So for example, the word morning, good morning, okay? The word morning, of course, is about the dawn. It is about the breaking of day. But also morning can also have an alternative meaning. It's spelled differently, but it's said very much the same. It's all about the tone, inflection, and the meaning behind it. But some of you may be reflecting on the words that you use. So I'm just being given this, and this again may not resonate with everyone, but for example, Prince, the artist, who was an incredible singer, creator there, instead of using the word I and writing the letter I, he would always draw an I, because I is an acknowledgement that I see something. It's coming from me. It's coming from my center, from my soul. So instead of using the word and the letter I, he would draw an I, which is the vision. It's a command. I see something. I intend something. I am going to visualize something to make it my reality. So it can be that you're reclaiming words in a different way in the language that you use in order to affect your everyday circumstances. Thoughts become things, but also words carry power to connect you to a vibration of something you yearn for right now. And of course, I would say speaking your truth is always important. We may have just gone through a moment in the world, in humanity, where speaking truth was perhaps frowned upon. Everyone's got a different perspective, and it's always important to be informed, but we all have opinions, and everybody's opinion matters, and it's about having an open discussion. So if some of your friendships or relationships have changed based on something that you believe or something that you said, okay, it's about acknowledging that everyone can have a different viewpoint and still have a bond and a community and, a togetherness. But I would say that the one thing that really liberates us is the power to speak our mind. There is freedom in that, and it kind of liberates your heart when you speak your truth. And of course, I would say there's never a right time or a wrong time to speak your truth. There's always just the moment. Of course, words carry power, so it's always about being aware how your words impact a person or a situation. Because once the words are out there, we can't take them back. So a lot of you may have been, analyzing words at this time. Sometimes speaking our truth actually costs us our comfort. But is there a conversation that needs to be had? That you need to confront someone on something, or you need to kind of acknowledge something within yourself right now? It may not be comfortable because The moon is there, which can indicate that, you are feeling your way through something. But by speaking your truth, you can relax and you can build a deeper bond or a greater understanding within a situation. So, this card came out on purpose because you're speaking your truth clearly with integrity on something, and it will actually secure a relationship. It's better to speak your truth with honesty. Now, I don't know why my guides are giving me this, but they are. So many years ago, I did a project with a person who was a friend, a very close friend to me, and other people came in on that project, and basically they tried to control the project, take over the project, and they were kind of whispering into my friend's ear to kind of say, you know what, let's us take over, get rid of, this other counterpart here, which was me, just get rid of that aspect and we can like reclaim the project and it'll be amazing. And my friend, because it was, in their opinion, the most professional way to move forward on something at the time, or it gave them better kind of power because the people were influential at that time. My friend came to me and was like, you know what, I'm really sorry, but this is the way I want to proceed because that's the way the project has the most success, because they were the money people who were having their input. And I was really disappointed and wounded and hurt, but deep down, I knew it was the best thing for the project if it was to get further afield. So I went away, accepted what was really wounded on the situation. But, my friend came to me after they had developed this project further and they said, look, I really value your opinion. Could you tell me your honest truth about this project? How it is? We're about to release stuff. Let me know. So I really looked at it and I tried to take my ego and my wound out of it. And I looked at it and thought, oh my gosh, the vision is completely destroyed. It's not as good as when my friend had first conceptualized the actual idea. And I thought, what have they done to this? It's really like not very good. And not because I wasn't part of it. I was just objectively trying to work out the best way to say, oh gosh, you had something real special at first and now it really is something that I want to forget about. Basically I was telling the truth. So when my friend asked me, so what do you think? I really said what I thought because I had to speak my truth. It was going to be uncomfortable. It was, a relationship, a friendship that I didn't want to lose, even though I felt my friend, lost sight of the project and lost sight of our friendship. And it wasn't that they did it in a rude way. They really wrestled with this. And I could see the truth of their kind of discomfort in the conversation we had. So that's why I didn't like walk away and burn that bridge and say, forget you, how dare you? I was really kind of like, I understand the discomfort in this. So you really don't want to take this route, but it is the best thing for the project. Or so we thought. So I acknowledged that, okay, I'm going to give my truth. And it was not what my friend wanted to hear. My friend wanted an ego rub in that moment. They wanted to hear that the project was the best thing that anyone had ever completed. But that was not the case. And I had to give them that truth. Even though my wound was there, I could have given them advice like, yeah, it's great. Go out and do that. And I think, wow, they're really going to fail with that. But I didn't want my friend to fail. I didn't want the project to fail. I wanted the best thing for the project. So I removed the ego and acknowledged that I have to face the discomfort of saying, you know what? You've done better. The idea was great. You didn't need to mess with the idea. Even if I wasn't on the project, it would have been just magical. But somehow it got interfered with. And my friend, he went away and was like really wounded by that. And it caused a bit of a fracture. And, 6 months later, my friend came back to me once they had access to even greater minds of success that looked at the project and were like, oh my gosh, what did you do with this? This is awful. We can't release this. And then my friend came back to me and said, you know what? I really value your honesty. You told me the truth when everyone else just blew smoke up my you-know-what and said, yeah, it's great. You're going to be so successful with this. It's amazing. But you told me the truth. You told me how it really was. And now that I've taken a step back and really seen it for what it is, I realize it is what you said. And therefore, my friend was like, if it's okay, can we work on the project together again? Come back on board. And I could have said, no, screw you. I'm off. But I was like, you know what? It is going to be uncomfortable. But in order to build a bridge and deepen a bond where I could see someone struggle, they wanted the best, and it meant certain decisions that were uncomfortable, we came together again and we made it a success, okay? And it wasn't because I was the element back on board for being a success. It was because people stripped away ego. They faced their fears. They relaxed into it and acknowledged that sometimes we got to have that conversation that is uncomfortable, that is going to cause conflict at first, but it can build a bridge. It can deepen a bond. So I don't know why my guides wanted me to give you that, but maybe some of you are going through something where you feel there's a wound or a slight. And of course, if someone is like overstepping a boundary or is abandoning your needs in a selfish way to placate their own, or if they are, being rude or disrespectful, yeah, burn that bridge, step away. But if you see that someone is having a discomfort or someone is trying to wrestle with something, or even if you are wrestling with something and you want to speak your truth on something, speak it. And it always comes full circle. So there's something in there for someone. I'm not sure why it came out. It wouldn't have come out if, my guides didn't want me to talk about it there. But we've got ask for help there as well. Now, this can be that if you're under a lot of pressure, you've been reflecting right now on reciprocity, or kind of like, maybe that's why my guides gave me that message, because my friend asked me for help in the end, even though it was at a risk. They had to also, forget about their ego, put it aside and say, okay, I just got rid of her from the project, so now I gotta go and ask her opinion. But deep down somewhere, my friend knew that I would tell the truth. And this is you telling the truth about something. But ask for help. If you're going through something, it can be ask for a sign from your spirit guides, or ask for help from someone who's around you. If you feel uncertain, relax into the fact that, sometimes we forget that our spirit guides are there. And they're there witnessing life with you. They are protecting you. Sometimes they're looking at the decisions you make and they are shaking their head going, oh, they're choosing crazy again. And sometimes they're like, yeah, that was the right decision. Go for it. They're cheerleading you from the sidelines. But sometimes we forget to ask for help. They can step in. They witness until they're asked to come on in and help. And it's number 23. When you reduce it, 2 plus 3 is 5 there, okay? And that is the number of challenge. But also, it is the Hierophant energy, which is to have faith and know that what you want actually wants you, and it will be reflected back to you. But you must ask for it. Ask and you shall receive. So with this card here, I feel like you're reflecting on something, ruminating on something, yearning for something. And it can be a friendship, it can be a relationship, it can be an opportunity. Whatever it is, I feel like you are calling it in right now. And sometimes, we believe in the magic until we feel something doesn't show up for us. And sometimes it's delayed. Sometimes there's a pause. Sometimes you're in the middle of something and it's not happening. And you feel like, oh, you know what? I manifested this. It's not happening. It's not showing up. And you abandon the hope, the faith, because you're not seeing evidence of the magic working behind the scenes. It's not showing up. But I kid you not. When you relax and trust the process, things come to you quicker. The tower moments that I've had in my life, where everything's been stripped away, or I've gone through the most conflict or turbulent times, and I've certainly had more than one tower, believe me, there is something here in the soul reset where it asks you to relax, where you kind of surrender and go, you know what? It's hard to keep showing up and trying, and you're still putting one foot in front of the other, but there's difference between you kind of like pushing on through and feeling it's never going to happen and trying to crush the energy and like manifest harder. There's a difference between releasing and relaxing and saying, you know what? I'm going to put this out to the universe once. Remember, you are cosmic ordering from the universe. Every time you make an order, even if it's of the same thing, you're changing your order. You're using different words. So if you say, I really want success. Please, dear universe, help me be successful. The universe is like, okay, success looks differently for everybody. I'll show you a version of success. And you may be like, okay, nothing's happening. Dear universe, please let me be successful. And I would love to make millions of dollars. And the universe is like, oh, okay, that's the version of success you want. Right, okay, $1 million. Put the order back to the cosmic kitchen. let's get the $1 million aspect about it. And then, they're sending you stepping stones, opportunities, plot twists that are going to put you on a timeline to reach that success. But if the next day you're also going to say, I want to be successful with $1 million and the house of my dreams, they're like, oh, okay, that's an addition. Let's go back to the cosmic kitchen and reorder. So remember, every time you ask for something, speak your truth, relax, ruminate on it, and then reflect on what it is you really want, and then ask for help. And state your intentions clearly, with detail. Ask once, and then step on your path to making it happen. And the universe will literally move mountains for the rest to unfold. You don't have to ask for it time and time again. That scatters the energy and it resends the order back to the kitchen. So think about yourself like in a restaurant. You're not going to say, I would like some fries, please, and some salad. And then halfway through say, oh, could I also have some mushrooms with that? And they're like, oh, okay. That's going to delay the order. Every time you reorder, delays. So I feel this is a period of leaning into, being precise about what it is that you want. I also feel a major message with these cards for you right now is that you do not have to do it all, okay? In fact, doing it all actually strips away your essence bare. It limits you, it drains you, and, it's about acknowledging that there are support networks, but also frequencies that are connecting to your vibration. Put the thought out there. It's a thought form. It is a ripple effect, okay? This person is about to do something monumental that they are thinking about. And it's like casting the first stone that will ripple effect out. Again, it's like you thinking about something you want. The vision. Whenever I see a body of water, because I scry, and whenever I see a body of water, this is someone having a vision. That's where visions are materializing. So you got a vision of something. Speak your truth about how it is you want it to be. Relax. It is going to be on its way for you. Don't force it. Again, easier said than done, I know, because you're going through it right now and it feels challenging, it feels hard. But cast the first stone or take the first step. Relax. What is meant for you will literally never pass you by. It will always come back around in a different form, or it will show up in a better form, or something different will show up, and it may be a silver lining. Relax into the knowledge that you're about to get something that you reflected on or manifested, and you've asked for help, and the universe is listening. It wants to deliver. That's why you've got this relaxed energy about it, okay? Also, I can see that you are definitely going through something, and perhaps it may be something you've been keeping to yourself, okay? And sometimes, I know it's such a cliche, but a problem shared is a problem halved, because that's when you realize that there can be comfort in sharing a part of yourself with other people. They may even be able to offer advice or just, a shoulder to lean on for a moment. We don't always share part of ourselves for other people to fix our situation. Sometimes we just want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to be understood. So if there is a dynamic in your life right now where you're struggling with something and you feel like no one understands or no one sees you, take a risk. Feel uncomfortable in that moment. Open yourself up. Be vulnerable. Speak your truth. And I feel like, there is a togetherness here. There is a support energy here. And it may just surprise you. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. Your message is very profound, probably because you're really going through it, but also we're going through your season, which is a major cathartic release. It is about breaking down illusions and seeing things for what they truly are. And that can be challenging sometimes. It draws up a lot of emotion about, situations from the past, times where things did not go well for you. And I feel this is about you asking the universe and believing that the universe has got your back, because it does. And I feel after your, Piscean season is complete, you'll actually see a measure of something showing up for you that shows a pathway opening up or a breakthrough. And you're going to really believe that the universe has got your back, because it's actually going to tangibly show you with evidence that something is shifting and changing for you, and you're going to feel more comfortable with what comes next, okay? So I'll leave it there, my beautiful Pisceans. I hope something resonates. I'm going to move on to a floating candle full moon release for you, and that will bring in further messages that need to reach you at this time. So without further ado, I will see you on the other side. Okay, my beautiful Pisces. As you can see, I'm going to do a floating candle full moon release for this beautiful blood moon eclipse period. And each moon has a message that corresponds to your first and your seventh houses at this time, because of course they are the houses influencing you during this period. Now, the first moon says release diminishing your worth. The second moon says release inauthentic connections. The third moon says release the past. And the fourth moon says release insecurities. Now I will stir up the water, and the candle will move around the water and choose a moon to burn that will contain a message, of course, that corresponds with what you need to prioritize during this period. So without further ado, I shall stir up that water. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisceans? What do they need to prioritize or focus on during this period? Can you please highlight for them what they need to be releasing at this time? So release diminishing your worth is definitely a main message there for you. Releasing the past, especially if it is connected in any way to diminishing your worth there. But the candle has firmly chosen, and I'm loving this little synchronistic dance between those two moons right there, but the candle has stopped. So those are the areas that you will prioritize during this full moon release period. Now I will cast some trinkets, and they will bring in any messages that need to reach you during this time. So without further ado, I will move on to that, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, I'm going to cast some trinkets just to see what further messages need to find you during this beautiful full moon release period. So without further ado, let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisces? What do they need to be aware of right now? What messages need to come through? Okay, so we have a lot going on right now, okay? So let us start in the travel zone, because that's going to bring you a lot of peace. So safe travel and peaceful, you know, excursions there. You're going to have a lot of reset energy. It's going to really kind of like rejuvenate you to travel, and through traveling you're going to learn, but also you're going to find peace in your soul, and it's really going to help you ground. So I would say it's a lot of like very grounding, peaceful energy, balance and reset through travel. And that can be like a long distance train ride. It could be that you're relocating. It could also be that you're going on a vacation. You know, a lot of you, this could be a little nudge that if funds allow, book that trip. You know, life is short, give back to yourself, enjoy the moment and have fun. So I feel a lot of you, yeah, there's a lot of peace in traveling or going on a vacation, and it's going to reset your soul, okay? Now also, we have a lot of love in your friendship zone. In fact, someone who is a friend may actually have romantic feelings for you at this time with that heart there, okay? And this person, they may be a little bit older than you because we've got the crown there. This person's quite successful or quite established. But looking at the energy, because we've got the cup in the love zone there, I would say that a lot of you are seeking new love. I don't feel like you have a crush on your friend. That's how I feel with the energy that's coming out. But if you do, I would say go for it. This person feels the same. I feel this person is going to reveal their feelings to you because we have the crown. There's an energy of you knowing that there is someone who you know or are familiar with, that they have a crush on you. Okay, but looking at the energy, I just feel with the cup, Ace of Cups energy, that's what that cup is new love. So if you're seeking love, know that you need to be a little bit careful with someone around you's heart, because they actually have feelings for you. And if you don't share those feelings and you're about to meet new love there, just go on easy with this person, because, you know, you got to let this person down gently. So I would be aware of that. But a lot of love in your friendship zone. So this can indicate that you're deepening partnerships. If you're currently searching for soul tribe members, I feel like you will meet people at a place where you feel like you step into your power, or where you feel like you kind of conquer something or win something because you have that crown there. But also it can be like a hobby where you are honing a skill, or you're doing something that just makes you feel completely aligned. Whatever that is, it's going to be different for everybody. So if you're searching for soul tribe members, I mean, some of you could join a group or, you know, an environment where you feel like you step into your power and you're completely aligned with that crown there. And if you're searching for love, this is a place where you would find love. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. But we got the crown, so a lot of you are going to hear successes for friends. You know, people are going to be very successful around you. There's also some success coming in for you that you will love. But I feel like you may celebrate with a friend that they came through something, conquered something, won something, or, you know, are about to step into a very successful period in their life, and you're going to celebrate them there. But also pay close attention to your hunches. If you're thinking about a person, you know, also just want to make you aware that if you heard a bump there or knock, I just knocked the mic by accident. So just want to let you know what that is. Yeah, I was going to say, be aware of your hunches. If you are thinking about a friend or someone's on your mind, reach out to them. Okay, they may be going through something and they really appreciate your friendship. Often friendship is hearing the silence from someone. If someone's stepping away, that can be the loudest kind of like message to say, you know what? Yeah, they may need some time alone, but they may also need some reinforced care, as it were. So lean into the silence. You know, if someone's always stepping away or not being reciprocal in a friendship, that's different. But if there's like a ride or die friend who's gone a little bit quiet, you know, reach out. They're really going to appreciate the support that you're offering them. Also, I would say with that friendship and the crown, this is about you honoring friendships of value, being more discerning about the company that you keep at this time, really removing yourself from friendships or acquaintances that just don't feel right. And remembering who you are, okay? The crown is celebration as well, so I feel this is about celebrating the bonds that you have right now. Friendship is some of the most important foundations you need to lean into, especially at this moment in time. Community, so important there. Also, if you're searching for love, I do feel like you could go to an event with a friend, or a friend introduces you to love. Not the friend who's got feelings for you. They are not going to introduce you to anybody else but themselves. Okay, so just watch out for that. It could also be a friend who they try to power play when you're about to get into a new relationship, or they, you know, compete with you in some way for a relationship. So just watch out for that. That vibration is around you. Not for all of you, but it's something that just popped out. So something to be aware of. I mean, love, and you got the Ace of Cups. So if you're in a high level commitment right now, that indicates that your partner really loves you, a lot of respect there. You know, you're not only a partner in love, but you're also a best friend to each other. And that is the highest love that love has to offer. So really kind of lean into your relationship, because it is love and it is fulfilling. Of course, not every relationship is perfect. So it can be that, you know, you share the balance between shifting powers. Like when you sit back and are treated, your partner steps up and comes to the fore, and vice versa when the dynamics shift. So I feel like, you know, if there is a need for an important conversation about sharing the load, I definitely see here that you'll have that conversation. Now, this is a very challenging one. And again, it may not resonate with all of you, but I feel like you've been very understanding about your partner, if you have a partner, and their relationship with someone who is just a friend. Now, you may have got the vibes that this person has a little bit more interest in them than just friendships. And this is only if you're currently navigating this. Have a very understanding conversation with your partner. Be open to how it's going to go. Don't rush in there and say, you can't see that person, you should cut them out of your life. Because actually, the more you try to control a situation, because the crown can be about control, it's Emperor, Empress energy, also King, Queen energy. So it can be that, you know, rather than kind of tell a person what they should do, remember, sometimes when you tell a person or try to control a situation, they kind of just go underground. They kind of just do what they're going to do anyway. And they just get real quiet about it because they just don't want the drama. Sometimes when you have a platform of understanding, because you have that cup there, it can be like you having a very diplomatic, sensitive, and vulnerable conversation to say, hey, you know, your relationship with this person, you know, if I got something to worry about, do we need to have a talk about it? And they're like, no, of course not. They're like a really great childhood friend, or there's someone who's like really close to me. You could say, okay, I totally understand that, and you should nurture that friendship, but I'm just feeling a dynamic where there's an undercurrent. And that may not be a vibe from you, but it certainly is a vibe from them. So I just want you to be aware of it or cautious about it. And, you know, it makes me feel a little bit nervous about our connection. Even though I know that our connection is secure, I just want you to be aware of it because I trust you, but I just don't fully trust the other person at this time. And maybe it's just something to factor in. And then that will set your person in motion to think. And ultimately, it's their decision whether they want to keep this person close to them or whether they want to shift their perspective. I mean, ultimately, if they feel that there's nothing going on, I mean, I look at it with an energy of like, yeah, there is someone who has kind of feelings for your person, right? Looking at the energy, they see this person as just a friend. So I just feel like your person having a diplomatic conversation that is open and fluid and kind of like understanding is going to get the better outcome here. Okay, so I want you to be aware of that. Your person loves you and only you. Okay, looking at the dynamics here, this person does not love the friend. This person cares about the friend in a different way. They love you. And I feel like they will choose the relationship over the friendship. But I feel it doesn't have to be that way. It can be something that kind of like reinforces a personal power or boundary. That kind of reinforce the message that they love you. Okay, so that's just coming through there. I'm going to leave it there. But if you're single and looking for love, I feel there is an energy here of falling in love with someone new. And if you have a crush with someone, I would say, you know, give it time. It's going to develop into something very serious there. This person will actually come towards you, be bold and daring, and articulate their feelings for you. So that's definitely coming through. Now, my beautiful Pisceans, it's clear you've been going through something because we have the tree of life there and it's on the self zone. So you've been growing through what you're going through right now, and you're trying to create roots of stability. You're trying to grow where you are right now. And a lot of you are trying to kind of close down generational cycles, especially since this is a generational trinket. It can indicate family lineage. So something that has been passed down as a cycle repeat or a blockage or a trauma. I feel like you are doing a lot of healing work to let go, to branch out and kind of like reprogram, as it were. And you're doing a great job. You've done a lot of rumination. You're doing a lot of self-reflection right now. And it is helping you blossom and feel more secure in yourself to acknowledge that this is your journey. It's not anyone else's. And you may have generational kind of cycles passed down, or you may have witnessed things when you were in childhood that were another person's story. Sometimes we are brought up by or guided by people who are unhealed and they don't even realize there's a need for healing. Their traumas and their cycles of repeat get passed down. We witness them as children, we absorb, but you are now reprogramming and acknowledging that this is not your story. It's something you witnessed. This pathway is yours. You're forging a way for yourself. And I feel like you're growing through that. So you should be really proud of yourself as well. Now, in the workspace, we got the work and we've got the spirit there. So this can indicate that where your work is haunted. Okay, that's one message there. So what is positive though is it is a positive spirit. And, you know, if you tend to work the night shift, don't be alarmed, don't be worried. Feel this sense of calm. It's not there to do anything negative. But let's get real with this, because the spirit in the work zone, it can indicate that you're looking at where your spirit lies. Is your spirit in what you're doing right now? I feel like you're rekindling your passions for what you do, but it's been hard. And sometimes that's drained you. So I feel a lot of you, I'm getting two messages here. I feel like you're rekindling your spirit for your work or your projects there. And there's going to be some really great news that perhaps helps you with that. Some news that you're going to love is coming through because this is in your work zone. Also, I feel some of you may be working in a certain place right now, but your spirit lies elsewhere, or you're kind of like getting something else off the ground. And that's going to be something that's very successful. And you're going to see some news or developments in the area that you love that may see you quietly quitting where you're at, or, downsizing your work at a place where you are right now in order to go and do something else. So that's coming through there as well. Now, with the Spirit, it can indicate that a lot of you are working in an environment where someone from the past set up a structure that perhaps, you kind of like to a certain degree, but it's not working in some way. So there could be a restructure in the work zone. And if you've been witnessing redundancies, severances, and things like that, because I got to be real with the reading there, I want you to be aware that, there is a reinforced message here that you are valued and loved. You really are an asset in the working environment. And although there's a restructure going on, I feel that, you're going to get some sort of news that is actually super positive, that you lean into and love, okay? Also, lots of work documentation, correspondence. Things are going to be a little bit more in the flow there. Also, if something has been missing in the working environment, whether it's an invoice, a statement, or some part of whatever it is that you do, it shall be found. It reappears, as it were. The Spirit and the work, it just feels like you're rekindling your spirit for something that you do, your projects, or you're revisiting something that perhaps you've been yearning to get round to doing, but it's been hard to get round to do it. So I feel like all is good or going to be really positive in your work zone. And also, I feel someone from your past could reach out with a message regarding work. So it could be that you're going to, reunite with a client or a customer, or with somebody that you used to work with, or someone you used to work with kind of reaches out and says, hey, there's opportunities going on where I work right now, or where you used to work. Do you want to come back? They may try to give you an incentive to come back into like a certain environment. Or if you've been out of work for some time and you felt there's no opportunities, I feel like you're going to get an opportunity coming that you're going to love there. I see a lot of you just returning to work or rekindling your spirits for what you do. And there's a lot of love and a lot of opportunity in that. But you've been working hard. You have the Sun in your, just let me get that there, finances. So a lot of you are shining a spotlight on your money to be more discerning about where you spend your finances. And because the Sun is there, you're using money as a tool to make sure that you're secure and happy, of course. And you could be having new ideas at this time, trying to grow your wealth, or looking at structures that grow your wealth there, because of course the crown was kind of like on the compass there, the inner compass there. When you have the crown on the inner compass as well, it can indicate that you're taking sovereignty over your direction. And because it is an opposing energy there, it can be that some of you are going to get some advice on generational wealth structures, or structures that help you grow your finances. You could be looking into institutions that help you get a better yield on the money that you have right now. But the Sun indicates being comfortable with money, or growing wealth, or acquisitions that you have growing in value as well there. The Sun is an energy of beauty and happiness. So I feel a lot of you may spend your money on things that bring joy or gift in order to make people feel good in that moment. You're sharing your finances there as well, or sharing gifts, or thinking about people and purchasing a little something to let them know that you care. But I feel ultimately you're going to be happy with the way that your finances develop over the year, okay? But also I feel like you're just keeping an eye on finances. The Sun is all about clarity and seeing things clearly, and not being disillusioned with what you have. Like sometimes when we get a little bit of savings, we start to go, oh, I could do that, I could buy that, I'm really setting myself up for that, and I'm going to be able to do this. But you can't do it all. So it's like, okay, it's time to prioritize what moves you're making right now and how you're going to utilize your funds for the betterment of you and your happiness. Okay, so because the finances, the Sun was kind of touching a little bit of the home, I would say that this could also be that you may be saving funds to purchase a home or make a move in some direction, or you're thinking about moving abroad to sunnier climates and you're just looking at your funds and seeing how you can best utilize that. Or you may be utilizing debt as a wealth tool to actually grow financially, create passive income. For example, purchasing a property and then doing it up and then maybe renting it out to other people and it becoming like a passive income kind of tool for you to grow your wealth over time, and it'll allow you to do something that will benefit you in your future. So I'm just highlighting what it could be because this is something that's swirling around in your energy. Not everybody's going to be thinking about that at this time. More than anything, I just feel like you want to be happy. You're trying to simplify. You want more peace, love, and balance in your life, and you're leaning into doing more things that you love doing. You're making sure there's reciprocity when it comes to you investing your time and your energy. And I feel like this is quite an all-rounded message, which is very positive. I also see a lot of you may revisit an idea that you had, that you kind of sat on for some time. I feel the message is take action on this because it could be something that yields money or is an area that highlights where more money can be made. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there, and I hope something resonates with you, my beautiful Pisceans. And that's all I have for you, beautiful souls. Enjoy the release of the full moon. Thank you so much, and love and light.